Can you wear a clan tartan kilt and a district tartan sash together? Yes or no? Now, my question there, Zachary, is are you asking for yourself or for a lady who you are acquainted with? The combination of kilt and sash, we should probably just make that quick differentiation that a sash is women's wear traditionally, not men's wear. So the answer would be, from a traditional standpoint, if it's you don't do it at all. Problem solved. But, that being said...
Yeah. We've been asked before... I'm Campbell and Stewart. Can I, wear a Campbell necktie with a Stewart kilt or something like that? And generally, the blanket answer is no. You do one or the other. You don't do both. You're crossing the streams. You're playing for two teams. You're not honoring both. You're dishonoring both. Is the British way to look at it. From Americans, we want to put all the parts together and have fun with all of it. But it doesn't quite work. Simpler is better when it comes to Highland wear stuff. Mm-hmm. The reason I like this question because it's a little bit of a twist on it. What if I'm a Stuart and I'm from Glasgow? What if I wanted to wear the Glasgow district tartan as a necktie and a Stuart kilt? Would that be okay? I'd still say no because it would look a little odd having two completely different ones. And if you're in Scotland, it would still be seen as not representing one or the other. Even though, to some degree, you are representing the same thing, it's not viewed that way. A lot of people, we are geeks for this stuff. We live for the minutia.
You think?
We have a show about it.
Yeah.
So there are certain things that we can understand and kind of get into the finer details on things. But just because we all geek out about it doesn't mean that every single person in Scotland wears kilts or cares about kilts or cares about the history of the Highlands or cares about tartans. I would venture to say, and I will say, that a probably majority of them don't have a kilt, don't even know what their clan tartan is or if they have a clan tartan. And that's nothing that's their fault. They're there and they're not as interested in it as we are. So if you were to wear two different tartans, whether it's a clan tartan and a district tartan simultaneously over there, it would still be seen as crossing the streams, even if you weren't, not necessarily from a hard rule area, but from they didn't know that it is. They didn't see the relevance because they don't know, oh, that's the Glasgow district tartan. And I know that this branch of Stewarts is from there. So that must be the person who lived in, they don't know it. They're not putting all those pieces together instantaneously before they even meet you as you approach them. Does that make sense?
Yes. It's not the hanky code. No, seriously, I think it would just confuse them. I think you've said this before, is that a lot of people don't even know that district tartans even exist. So they would assume it was another clan tartan, and they wouldn't know what you're doing or why you're doing it necessarily. I think that goes for people over here as well. I think most people just assume, like, what, are you representing two different clans, or did you lose your other tie? I mean, they wouldn't understand. I've said before that there are some rare circumstances where you could bend this, and even I would be fine with it, especially with the sash thing. If you're talking a kilted skirt and a sash on a lady for a wedding, like it's something like, as part of the wedding ceremony, the groom drapes the sash over her to represent being brought into the clan, or vice versa. Then you it's a ritual occasion, so you could get away with it. But just going out and about to a special event or a festival or something like that, it just looks kind of awkward. And I wouldn't recommend it for a guy or a gal, frankly.
Yeah.
So,
generally speaking, I'd give it a pass.
Yeah, just do one day and the other day if you like them both, or if you want to represent different aspects of your heritage. Like in my case, I will not mix the Stuart and Campbell, which would just be weird. But I will wear Stuart stuff on one day, and another day I'll wear Campbell stuff. So,
yeah, and as we've said before, generally speaking, if I have to have a broad brushstroke kind of thing here, for Highland wear, simpler is generally better. It's easier to look classier by taking a part or two out of the outfit or not going crazy whole hog. Right. What's that? The rule, you look at yourself in the mirror and then you take one thing off. Isn't that a fashion thing?
I don't know.
I think it's a women's fashion thing. I don't know.
I don't actually know.
Mac. That's a thing, right?
Yep.
Sure. Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, Mac said it's a thing.
It's 7 of them.
No, I want to say it's a. I want to say Kelly told me that or something like that.
I get, yeah, I kind of get it, because it's like, you know, you have an outfit in your head and you're like, yeah, do all this stuff, and then look and then see what you could do without.
Yeah.
Elegance comes with simplicity. I get that. Just never wear a tweed kilt with a ruche tie and a dress sporran, and you'll be fine.
And a gray tweed jacket.
And a great, you know, and a great.
Vest, yeah.
It's actually
Waistcoat.
shadow tartan. It's not tweed. It's
Ooh.
shadow tartan vest.
So fancy.
Yeah.
So fancy.
Yeah. And absolutely never mix your metals with your watch chain and your sporran. At least my cufflinks match. Cufflinks actually match the kilt. How weird is that?
They should match each other too. You know that, right?
No, I have a Campbell cufflink here and a Stewart cufflink here.
For our next try, we burn Eric at the stake.
Again. Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.